Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. You're watching Everything Weapons. A little bit of military news. U.S. Navy is seeking and looking for a submarine-launched anti-air missile. The Navy has a plan for a revolutionary modular surface-to-air missile arsenal, and submarines are intended to be added as launch platforms. This is from the Warzone website, so all credit to them. The U.S. Navy has shared details about its vision for a new family of modular surface-to-air missiles that is expected to include a version that will arm future variants of the Virginia-class submarine. This would be an all-new capability for the service, at least as far as we know. All of the members of the Naval Modular Missile, or NMM, are set to be based around a common terminal stage interceptor, or TC, or TSI for short, creating a range of capabilities in very different form factors. This, in turn, opens a new door to new options for larger, bigger, and/or mixed loadouts in vertical launch systems on surface warships and submarines. New information about the Navy's NMM concept is contained in a draft request for solutions contracting notice recently posted online, which Aviation Week is first to report on. Naval Sea Systems Command hosted an NMM Industry Day event earlier this year to get feedback from prospective vendors. The NMM effort traces its roots back to at least 2021, but the Navy has only released limited details about its plan for these new missiles in the past. To start with, the contracting document describes the desired TSI as highly agile and multi-mission capable, but does not lay out any hard performance or capability requirements. When it comes to the TSI's seeker, there are certainly multiple options for prosecuting an aerial intercept, including active radars, imaging, infrared sensors, and passive radio frequency capabilities. Though we do not know yet what the Navy's requirements here might be, a multi-mode seeker system could also be extremely valuable as the countermeasure ecosystem continues to expand. An interceptor with a high degree of agility would also be required for any NMM variants intended to address high supersonic and supersonic targets, especially ones with their own ability to maneuver significantly during mid-course and or the terminal phases of flight. The Navy has made clear in the past that addressing the threats posed by ever more advanced supersonic and hypersonic anti-ship missiles, including air-breathing types as well as ballistic and hypersonic designs, is a top priority. This has only been underscored by lessons learned from recent conflicts in Iran and Ukraine. The TSI element is perhaps the least interesting part of the overall NMM concept. The Navy has now outlined the service envisions at least 4 distinct NMM all-up rounds, or AURs, topped with the common interceptor. As described now, the missiles are very different in form and function. There's a long-range version that brings multi-mission hypersonic capability to the Mark 41 vertical launch system, leveraging existing USN investments in a 21-inch rotor rocket motor and fully integrating with future long-range fire kill chains. According to the recent notice, a single LR NMM will be able to fit inside a Mark 41 vertical launch system VLS cell. A 21-inch rocket motor is a key component of the Standard Missile 3 Block 2A anti-ballistic missile interceptors in Navy inventory today. A similarly sized rocket motor is also a central feature of the still in development supersized Block IB version of the Standard Missile 6 SM-6. Existing variants of the SM-6 are multi-purpose missiles that can be employed as anti-interceptors, including against certain hypersonic threats, as well as surface targets. The rendering the Navy has shown now of the LR version of the NMM is very much in line with the overall designs of the SM-3 Block 2A and SM-6 Block IB. Very complicated names they chose here, right? It's like, geez, make it more difficult for us, right? In addition, the Navy wants slimmer extended and medium range NMMs that can be dual and quad packed into a single Mark 41 VLS cell, respectively. These are called the DPER and the QPMR versions. It's also worth noting here that the service uses similar extended and medium range terminology today to describe different variants of the standard Missile 2 or SM-2. Those missiles are primarily employed as surface-to-air interceptors, but have a limited secondary surface-to-surface capability as well. However, SM-2s can only be loaded singly in a Mark 41 VLS cell. The Navy is now in progress of integrating the Patriot PAC-3 missile segment enhancement interceptor into the Mark 41, offering another alternative to SM-2, but those missiles will be loaded one per cell at first initially. The last and most notable version of the NMM that the Navy has outlined now is an extended range version intended to be launched from future sub-variants of the Virginia-class nuclear-powered attack submarine equipped with the Virginia Payload Module. The Virginia Payload Module, or VPM, consists of 4 large vertical launch tubes and is set to be integrated first on Block 5 Virginia-class boats. The so-called ERS member of the NMM family would be loaded into those tubes via a 7-cell multiple all-up round canister, or MAC adapter, first used on the Ohio-class guided missile systems. The Navy does not currently have an operational submarine launched surface-to-air capability at all, at least that we know about. This is something that has been explored by navies globally to varying degrees for decades, and the NMM concepts presents clear potential benefits operationally. It's also important to point out that the Navy says the LR and ERS versions will be capable themselves of traveling at hypersonic speeds, helping to close any kill chain faster, even at extended ranges. The DPER and the QPMR versions would bring valuable additional magazine depth, and the NMM plan would present benefits logistically when it comes to production too. These are all considerations that are top of mind for the U.S. military at present when it comes to anti-air interceptors as well as other munitions. And historically, the most immediate use case for a sub-launched anti-air missile capability has been localized defense against anti-submarine aircraft and helicopter. However, the extended range nature of the ERS NMM variant raises the possibility of a different concept of operations involving a deep, integrated, and fully networked kill web, which is an area the Navy has already been investing in heavily. Submarines offer inherent survivability benefits and can operate discreetly across broad areas for extended periods of time. Tied in with off-board sensor networks, subs loaded with ERS missiles might be able to conduct more general anti-missile defense missions as well. If ERS can also be employed as a hypersonic surface-to-air missile, it would give subs armed with them additional operational flexibility. In the missile defense context, the sub with mid-course ballistic missile and/or hypersonic missile interceptors on board could provide a more forward launch point for mid-course interception of these weapons. This all sounds great, but there is one problem with actually using this kind of capability in a sustained operational context. Firing off a larger interceptor from a sub gives off a huge signature, infrared, radar, and acoustic. So basically, if you do use missiles launched from subs, you're super obviously known and a massive target, right? That's the biggest drawback. Still, the NMM plan that the Navy has outlined now shows that it is pursuing a significant leap in anti-air capability that will be employed across its fleets, including on certain Virginia-class submarines. Thank you guys very much for watching. Smash the like button, a thumbs up below is greatly appreciated. Type us a comment of what you thought about this episode down below, and if you are new, especially hit the sub button subscribe. Why not? Takes 2 seconds, helps me out. I put a lot of effort in the videos, and if you want to stay up to date with everything military and war related, be sure to ring the bell. That way you guys won't miss any video we post in the future. Again, as always, you're watching Everything Weapons. Check out my older videos on the channel, lots of content to binge watch that are similar to this video. And until next time, I hope you guys have a good day and a decent week. See ya.